In this video, I'm going to show you how to build this super dynamic and colorful animated title for Final Cut Pro using Apple Motion. If you are a Patreon member, you can download the finished project and use it directly inside of Final Cut Pro right now. First things first, go ahead and open up Apple Motion. From here, go ahead and select the Final Cut title so that when we save it, it goes to Final Cut Pro. And after that, up here in your preset frame rate and duration, I'm going to recommend that you actually have the exact same settings I do. Your project is still going to work regardless of what frame rate you're using in Final Cut Pro, but it's just going to make some of the math a bit easier when you're following along with me. So for this project, I'm going to keep it a little less computer crazy. Go to Broadcast HD 1080. We'll set our frame rate to 2997 and our duration to 10 seconds. While I was editing this project, I discovered a very significant bug with this particular template for Final Cut Pro, and it's resolution based. So if you want this project to work in Final Cut Pro, choose the same resolution you'll typically edit with. If you're usually using 1080p, make sure you choose a 1080p project. If you're using 4K, use a 4K project. Also, as Patreon members, I'll have a 4K and a 1080p version available in the download. After that, we'll push open. From here, let's go ahead and delete the type text here and title background layers. After that, we're going to add in our own title layer, and you can just type in whatever you want. Super crazy title animation. From there, let's go over to the inspector. Then we'll go to our properties, and we're going to right-click and select reset parameter directly on the position. Next, we'll go to the text, go to the format settings, and make sure it's centered. Lastly, we can go ahead and scale this up to our liking, and that's looking pretty good to me. Now that we have our title in place, it's time to animate it. So go ahead and select your title, then go up to Behaviors, go down to Text Animation, and select Sequence Text. The Sequence Text parameter allows us to tell Motion how to animate individual letters of this title. From there, we'll go over to the left-hand side, and you'll see that we can add specific parameters. So we're going to add two of them. We're going to go to Format and select Add Scale, and then we're also going to add a Format and Rotation parameter. Go ahead and set your scale down to 0%. We'll later animate it up to 100%. And you're going to want to make sure that you set your sequencing from over to from keyframes. This is a super important factor, so make sure you follow that specific step. From there, we'll go up to our scale parameter and click the down arrow to the right side. We'll go down to Add Parameter Behavior, and we're going to select the Overshoot parameter. This is where things start to get really fun. Coming in here, let's set our end value to 100%. So it's going to start at a 0% value and then slowly animate up to 100%. Next, let's set our ramp duration to something like 15%. We'll set our cycles down to 1, and you can even set your acceleration up to maybe 45 or 50%, depending on what you like. And you can, of course, change this down the road. Lastly, we're going to find our end offset. Earlier, I said we need to work on a 2997 timeline. This is why, with your end offset, set that to a value of 250. And that's just going to make it so we're aligned if you are following along with this tutorial. Normally with the overshoot parameter, I'd come in here and trim it down, but for whatever reason, this specific title has a lot of bugs when I'm trying to do that. So instead, we're just going to have to rely on this end offset parameter. So pushing play, we can start to see the animation taking place, but you might notice a few problems. For one, our letters are just kind of vanishing. And honestly, I have no idea why this is the case. If there's an Apple Motion expert down in the comments who can share why this might be, that would be super helpful. But there are some simple fixes to get around it. Coming over here, let's set our spread to a value of 10. And we're also going to set our end offset to that same 250 value that we set in the overshoot parameter. And now if we push play, we should have this really dynamic looking animation. So we have our scale in place. Let's also add some nice rotation. So to do that, let's go up to this overshoot parameter and rename it to be scale. Then I'm going to push Command D, which will duplicate it. And we can go ahead and set this to be overshoot rotation. Then we're going to come down to this apply to factor. We can change exactly what parameter we're adjusting directly from this menu. So we'll click on 2, and we're going to go down to Behaviors, Sequence Text, Format, Rotation, and Z. So now everything is starting to rotate, but it looks terrible. So let's go over here to the left side. We'll set the end value to 0, and then we'll set our starting value to -90 degrees. I'm also going to set my cycles to a value of 2, and we can leave everything else how it is. Let's go ahead and push play, and you can see we now have this super fun dynamic title animation. So this is already looking super cool, but next I want to show you an extremely powerful technique that I've been using a lot lately for my title animations, and I think everybody needs to know about it. If you want way more control over how these titles look, go ahead and select your title. Go over to the layout settings. Then you'll see the behavior controls box. In here, we can change the anchor point. The anchor point is where all of these animations are essentially starting out from. So if you have a scale parameter, it's going to start at the anchor point and then scale up to its end position. What we can do is change the anchor point to affect either just the character, the word, the line, or the entire object. So let's change this over to word, and let's change our anchor position. Right now it's baseline. Let's just set it to center, and we'll see how this changes things up. You can see how completely different this title animation is just from those 2 changes. Let's do it again. Let's change it over to left center, and pushing play, now you can see how the titles are coming off from that left-hand side. So this is looking absolutely incredible. I love playing around with these parameters, and you can take it even further by clicking and dragging over these position offset handles here. And what's even cooler is we could publish this over to Final Cut Pro to have these exact same controls, so you don't need to jump back into Motion. So we'll come over here to the right side, and we're just going to select Publish on each of these, which is going to give us so much more control in Final Cut Pro. So that's super cool, but I want to add a lot more color to this, because right now it feels a little bland just on the black background. So to do that, let's go ahead and select the group that contains everything, and we'll just call this the title group actually. Then I'm going to push K. K creates what's called a clone layer, and that clone layer is essentially a duplicated version of the original layer, but it has everything already applied to it. So all of these various parameters will also be applied to that clone layer already. With that clone layer selected, actually the group holding the clone layer, I should say, push Command and left bracket, and that will drop it in layer stack, and we could just call this the clone group. With that clone group selected, go up to your filters, you're going to go down to time, and we're going to select the trails effect. You should start to see it taking place here. The letters are kind of trailing off, but we can take it even further by going over here to the left side, and let's set our echoes to maybe a value of 10. And you can start to see how that's really smoothing things out here. Then from there, let's go back up to filters, go to color, and we're going to select the gradient colorize effect. Right now, nothing is happening because the map channel is set to luminance. What we need this to be set to is alpha, because these letters aren't darkening over time. They're actually just losing their transparency. So by changing it to alpha and then going up here and setting this to a color of our choosing, maybe blue chrome, you can start to see that as these are fading out, they are changing in color, and it's giving us this really dynamic effect. Now, like I said, this is going to be very intense on your computer, so you're going to want to render it out to preview it. But to save on some of that rendering, let's first select the clone group that contains everything and go to the end of the animation. Then we're going to push O to trim it down. And that's just going to save us in the rendering end at the very end of this project. So now let's push Command R to render it, and we'll get to see a preview of what we've just created. And pushing play, there is our super dynamic title animation. Now maybe you feel like that's just a little bit too fast, and if you want to change the speed on this at any time, go over to your sequence text parameter, and you'll see the end offset. Go ahead and set that to a value of maybe 200, and you'll also need to adjust your spread to be about 20 if you want to fix that weird bug that we were experiencing earlier. On top of that, we'll want to set the end offset to the overshoot scale to that 200 value, as well as the overshoot rotation parameter. We can go ahead and render that out and see what the final result looks like. And pushing play, that has completely changed the animation, but giving us a really nice end result. From here, if you want to, you can push Command S to save it, and that will allow you to publish to Final Cut Pro, and we'll just call it Crazy Title for now. I'm going to throw this in my Patreon category because there will be a Patreon download, and we can throw this into my titles theme. Now to use this title, we can locate it here in Final Cut Pro under Crazy Title, drop it on our timeline, and you can see that we have this super great looking animation here. But we could even go in and change this to say whatever we want, and it will receive all of the same animations. Don't forget, as a Patreon member, you can download the finished project file and use it directly inside of Final Cut Pro right now. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.